Hey now, everybody. My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I'm here to talk about the Terminator Genisys. But let's do it in a spoiler way, because I've already done my non-spoiler review. I've already given my full price rating for this movie, and I still hold to that. But I especially wanted to do it for this because I've seen some reviews, and a lot of people have not been too favorable to this movie, let's say. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm defending my opinion, because I still like the movie a lot. I still had a blast with it. But I want to talk about specifically why and what did I like about it. Let's talk about the very beginning. How when you see the battle, John Connor, Kyle Reese, everybody in the Resistance, they're taking the fight to the robots, to the Terminators at Skynet, and we even see them defeat Skynet. We see the day that Skynet falls, and I liked it a lot. I think that was some of my favorite stuff in the movie because it was the most original. It was something that was technically, I don't know if this is trying to say that it's a sequel to Salvation, but there's no reason why you can't say it is, timeline-wise. And not only that, this is what I wanted to see. When we had the Salvation movie, everybody shitted on it, and I thought it was pretty good, considering. You got to a point where I wanted to see this John Connor, future John Connor, the leader John Connor. I didn't want to do any more time travel at that point, and I wanted to see this. So they at least gave me that at the very beginning. Also, seeing Skynet fall was something that I didn't know if I would ever get to see in a movie. But seeing that they were smart enough to know that they would fall, and that's why they sent the younger Arnold Terminator back into 1984. And was I the only one wondering where was John Connor's wife? I mean, who really knows, right? Who knows if this movie is disregarding 3 and 4? They could very well be doing that. I don't remember reading anything of them saying that. If somebody knows, let me know in the comments below. But they made his future wife such a big deal in the 3rd movie. In fact, I'm pretty sure Arnold was sent back to protect her specifically, or at the very least, the female Terminator was sent to kill her. And then the 4th movie, she was there. She was played by Bryce Dallas Howard. Claire Danes played her in the 3rd movie. And then this movie, there's nothing. I mean, you could even have a generic actress just play her, a redhead, in the beginning. But no, they didn't do it. So maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm the only one, literally the only one thinking this. Matt Smith, the actor who probably most people know from Doctor Who, he was Skynet. He was like the physical form of Skynet, which was very weird and a little confusing as far as how far ahead Skynet was, because wouldn't you think that if Skynet, if there was a physical representation of Skynet, if they did already at that point have the ability to turn humans like John Connor into a hybrid robot, well, why didn't they send something like that back to the past instead of a T-800? I don't know. Again, that's why time travel is tricky. That's why rebooting a franchise is tricky. Or maybe I'm thinking too much about it. It might sound like now I'm complaining about certain things. Let's not do that, because let's talk about Sarah Connor and Kyle Reese. I liked Emilia Clarke and Jai Courtney. I know I saw people who sort of complained about them as these characters or their acting. I thought Jai Courtney was fine, and Emilia Clarke I loved as Sarah Connor. I loved her. Loved everything about her. The whole reveal of John Connor being an evil Terminator, I think, fell flat. Not on the movie's fault, but if anyone saw the 3rd trailer for the movie before it came out, it fucking spoils that. And I've talked to some people who don't think it was a spoiler. I'm telling you that watching the movie, knowing that that was the case, ruins the scene where he shows up in that present time and he has that meeting with Sarah Connor, and she doesn't believe him at first. They're going back and forth with questions, and he's able to convince her, and it's this whole like feel good moment of them being together. Like, that's ruined for me because I know what's going to happen. And my friend who came with me to see this, he said, well, he didn't see that trailer, but he already knew that John was evil because Matt Smith took him right before Jai Courtney left. So, who knows, right? Who really knows? Maybe other people saw it coming too, but the theater that I was in, they clearly didn't see that trailer either because they were genuinely surprised by that reveal. I just also thought when Arnold shoots him and Kyle Reese is talking to Sarah and saying, see, you can't trust him. He's programmed to kill. His mission the whole time was to get to John Connor and kill him. And then she turns the gun on him. All of this tension was good in context, but it didn't play as well as it should have because I already knew. Anyways, I'm beating a dead horse. Let's move on to the relationship between Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator, and Sarah Connor. I loved it. I loved it a lot. I loved that, sure, the whole timeline screwed up now, and sure, that undoes the history of the first and second film. Maybe I should be more pissed about that because if anything, if you want to undo any of the Terminator movies, then do 3 and 4. I like 4. But the third one, I understand if you want to go back and sort of like undo that. Maybe you would argue that you can't really undo those movies without undoing it all. So that's what they did. Okay, fine. At the end of the day, I still have the first 2 movies to watch, to go back to. And people will say, well, isn't that the case with any remake? You know, how many times have I complained about remakes when that same case is true? I can go back and watch the original whenever I want. Sure, I'm giving this movie the pass on undoing the timeline. I can't really explain why. I guess it's just because me watching this movie and having the fun that I did with it, enjoying it as much as I did. If this had been a shit movie, and some people might say that it's a shit movie, that's their opinion. But for me, I thought it was fun. So since they gave me something fun, that's what really will give it the pass. But like I said, I like Sarah Connor and the Terminator having this relationship where she thinks of him as a father. That was really clever, something different. And I also like the humor that Arnold had. Because some moments in the trailer where they showed him in the humor and even the smiling moment in the trailer, it looked really cheesy. And sure, in the movie, it's not like it's any less cheesy, but it worked more watching the movie. It made me laugh more. I liked him. I love him as his character. The fact that at the very end of the movie, they didn't kill him, but they turned him into a liquid metal Terminator. I'm still a little unsure logically how does that happen, but then you gotta realize we're dealing with a franchise of robots who destroy things and kill people. So logically questioning how did the Arnold Terminator turn into a liquid metal Terminator, questioning that, it would be dumb on my part. It's rather interesting, the fact that from this point on we're going to have a liquid metal Arnold. I don't know what that's going to be like, but it is something different. I don't know how we're even going to have a sequel, though. Like, how does Skynet keep coming back? Every one of these movies, it feels like we wipe out Skynet, or we stop them, we beat them. But then the next movie, it's like, nope, they found another way to make Judgment Day happen. It's like you're prolonging the inevitable. Maybe that's just the case. But either way, I guess that's it. That's really all I want to talk about, some of the main key points. I still feel like it's a full-price movie based on the fun factor, on the action, how much I love the CGI with 1984 Arnold. And even the liquid metal Terminator, played by the Asian guy this time, not a young Robert Patrick, which I don't understand why they couldn't just get him and then CGI him to make him look younger. Whatever, I'm complaining again. I don't mean to complain about this movie because, again, I had fun with it. I enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below. If you like this movie, then let me know. But if you disagree with me, if you didn't think this movie was good, then also let me know why you thought that. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.